Wyatt Kelsey is a fairy with a magic wand, and we are fairies. Oh yes, this little fairy is a huge fan of Travis X Taylor and a die-hard swiftie like us, and she is hoping for a happy ending, just like one from a fairy tale. Not too long ago, she even managed to convince her father, Kelce, to accompany her to Paris to visit Aunt Taylor. The way things appear, our little swiftie, who is known for her loyalty, appears to have gotten what she wanted. Imagine Wyatt, who is full of charm and mischief, pulling at her father's jersey and painting a vivid picture of her and Taylor, who are gallivanting around Paris. As a result of this request, which was completely unexpected, especially coming from a toddler, she quickly set the internet ablaze with laughter and anticipation. Her excitement was so contagious that it quickly spread throughout the internet. Memes went viral on social media, depicting Jason's expression of bewilderment as he contemplated the whimsical journey that his daughter had envisioned for themselves. It is just one of those stories that makes you laugh out loud and shake your head in amusement. In order to be with Taylor in Paris, Travis has already arrived by plane. Even though they did not leave together, we do not require a soothsayer to know that Travis would accompany them on every tour for as long as he is able to, or, at the very least, until June, when he will be required to travel to the NFL training camp in order to get ready for the upcoming season. Wyatt is not the only fairy who has such lofty aspirations. Spencer Pratt, a former reality TV star, is another individual who is of the opinion that Taylor and Travis will be setting up their engagement this month. 100% Pratt said in response to a question about whether or not he believes Travis and Taylor have a chance of getting married someday. "I believe that she is going to have a family baby. I've had multiple arguments with people who say things like, 'This is all for show.' And I've responded by saying no, it's not going to be like that considering how accurate and specific that prediction is. One might almost believe that he is the blacksmith who sold Kelce a ring. Still, he is not. Beginning on May 9th, 10, 11, and 12, the Eras Tour will make its way to the Paris La Défense Arena. Ever since the Swift Kelce train collided with the rails, it has not bothered its brakes, and we have not had a break either. It has been an incredible ride, and we are absolutely savoring each and every moment of the drama that has transpired. Nevertheless, in recent times, a few things have occurred, and they appear to be a little bit peculiar. You may recall that these two people who are in love have not only stood for each other, but they have also traveled between the heavens and the earth for each other. Going above and beyond, in a very literal sense, on purpose, in order to make things work. Without a flight tracker, it is impossible to keep up with this highly influential couple in the entertainment industry. To put it simply, this is what makes the most recent occurrences a little bit peculiar. Travis Kelce was observed attending two major social events without his significant other, which was a very unexpected turn of events. Considering that we are all accustomed to seeing them together, this is a cause for concern. During the Kentucky Derby, which took place in Louisville, Kentucky, the previous week he was observed. On Saturday, the star of New Heights, who is currently in his off-season, was discovered in Miami Gardens, which is located 1,000 miles away, watching the tracks at the Miami Grand Prix. Could we also mention that the young man who was in love was looking rather than dashing? The fact that the tides turned in his favor and that his team had already won the debt was not a surprise development. But that wasn't the end of the celebration. When we arrived at Carbone Beach the following day, our favorite NFL player, who also happens to be a co-owner of one of the racing teams, was there. He was reportedly present at the beach for a pop-up dinner, which cost $3,000 per person, and he was there by himself. Anti-fans are arguing that this is an unusual occurrence because Travis, the same Travis, traveled all the way to Sydney and even Singapore right after a spectacular victory in the Super Bowl in order to be there for Taylor. Additionally, he purchased a famous mansion specifically for the purpose of bringing them together. However, honey, try not to get too flustered. Thank you. The arguments presented here are not valid. It was because Taylor was keeping herself busy with the preparations for her tour that he appeared to be by himself. In contrast to all of the terrifying lies that haters were attempting to spread, we arrived at the conclusion that Taylor's absence was completely unjustifiable. In addition, her justification was quite convincing. Our little girl was getting ready to amaze all of us during the European leg of the infamous Eras Tour, which was going to begin in the City of Love, Paris. Despite their best efforts, Taylor and Travis did not attend the Met Gala this year. Indeed, the same reason, which is that Taylor was still getting ready for the European leg of the infamous Eras Tour. To be fair, however, Taylor is a human being just like you and I, and as such, we are aware that she must work extra hard while also making an effort to get as much rest as she can. Without a doubt, we are aware that she would have done anything in order to show up. There is a good chance that this is the very first time that she has missed the Met Gala. To show her support for her boyfriend at the Super Bowl, Taylor traveled all the way from Tokyo, where she was performing during the Eras Tour, to Las Vegas, which is located on the opposite side of the world. Additionally, if you were to check the dates, you would see that the gala took place 3 days prior to the Eras Tour's scheduled return to Paris. Consequently, from a purely practical standpoint, if we are being completely forthright, going to the gala might not have been the most convenient option, but it was certainly feasible. Nevertheless, let's be honest, Taylor is extremely busy at the moment. They would have been the focus of attention throughout the entire evening if they had actually shown up that night. As far as I can tell, that is based on how Coachella was. That's right, let's talk about Coachella, shall we? That dress is absolutely stunning, if you ask me. Oh my goodness, Taylor is absolutely stunning. You are familiar with the tense sensation that you experience when you are reading a romance novel or watching a very good chick flick that features a male protagonist who is picture perfect, right? Exactly how we all felt when we watched Travis and Taylor perform at Coachella was exactly the same, because it appeared to be so ooey-gooey cute. We couldn't help but feel butterflies in our stomachs as we witnessed the effortless but enviable physical contact, the way he held her, the eye contact across the room, the shoulder kisses, and the cute gestures. Those of you who deny the fact that they are fighting and arguing with each other, what are your thoughts on this? Together, it is abundantly clear that they are having the time of their living. Working together is the key phrase here. Simply put, Travis is flawless. What more could a young lady look forward to? The only purpose of this event was to raise money for a good cause. Taking that novel-worthy sweetness and multiplying it by 10, we could have obtained exactly what we were looking for at the Met Gala. On the other hand, there is always some other year to come. Please allow me to take a moment to admire Taylor's stunning beauty while she is wearing that olive dress. The majority of us are swooning all over this fabled love story. By far, not all of them. Anti-fans are still around, and there are a lot of them. It is Hannah Kramer who is one of them. Indeed, you did hear that correctly. The country singer made a negative statement about Travis Kelce that was quite disturbing. She believes that Kelce is terrible for Taylor, and she places her opinion on a scale that ranges from toxic to run for your life. How come? If she is to be believed, Kelce is perpetually intoxicated. Half of the time she did not say anything. Her response was, always, even though we are still unsure of how that pertains to her business. The fact that she places such a strong emphasis on always is absolutely outrageous. Her statement was most likely exaggerated. In a recent episode of her podcast titled Wind Down, the former cast member of One Tree Hill went so far as to say that he is not a good companion for Taylor because she noticed that Taylor has been drinking more since they began their Romeo-Juliet journey. When it comes down to it, Jana Kramer is of the opinion that Travis Kelce is a potential source of trouble. Kramer went as far as to criticize Kelce's aggression as a player, such as when he yelled at his coach, Andy Reid, in the heat of the Super Bowl in February. This is even more unfortunate than the fact that Kramer called Kelce cheesy, corny, and even loving the attention. What the former cast member of Catching Kelce had to say, however, is something that we genuinely do not care about. Do you agree? As a matter of fact, she is not even involved in the relationship, which means that her opinion doesn't really matter. We are here to swoon chapter after chapter with our fingers crossed at every cliffhanger during the love story singer's love story, which is one for the record books. Do you have any ideas about what the next step should be for Travis and Taylor? Do you believe that Wyatt will be seen alongside her parents while they are in Paris? Your thoughts are welcome in the comments section below. If you want to stay abreast of the most recent celebrity news, you should make sure to subscribe to the channel known as Celebrity Culture Channel.